Hello everyone, it's Evie here, and today I'm going to be talking about releasing your feelings. And I talked previously about the importance of feeling your feelings, and I'll link that in the description. And I feel like there is such a distinction between feeling your feelings and then releasing them, because we can feel sad, we can feel angry, happy, whatever our emotions are, we can feel those. But sometimes, especially when they're the sad ones or we're feeling depressed, sometimes we can wallow in them and just keep feeling that. And I definitely do sometimes where I just feel depressed and I stay in it. And it doesn't feel good to do that. And so I've had this breakthrough recently where it was just like, oh my God, I can release my feelings and just find a way to allow myself to feel them, but then also release them in whatever form I see fit. So sometimes recording these videos for me is a way to release my emotions, and I'll talk about whatever is on my mind, whatever it is that I'm going through at the moment that is just running around my mind all the time, and I want to stop freaking out about it so much. And I'll record the video and talk about these things, and I'll feel so much better. It's a release for me to release these emotions. Or, like this morning, I woke up and I was feeling upset and depressed, and I didn't want to feel that way anymore. I allowed myself to feel that way because it's so important to let yourself feel whatever emotions are coming up for you. And I realized that I was really wallowing in it and just allowing myself to sink deeper and deeper into this depression. And I decided, you know what? I'm not going to feel this way anymore. I choose to feel a better feeling. I choose to feel happy. I choose to return to love or whatever it is. And I was wallowing in it for a little bit more after that, but then I ended up crying, just cried, and after that I felt so much better. It was just like this huge weight was lifted off of my shoulders, and it felt so good to just have that release. And sometimes you just need a good cry, and it's okay. It's okay to feel this way. It's okay to cry, even if people have told you in the past that crying makes you seem like a weak person. Like, I've definitely heard people say that to me before, and it's not the case. It's just how you express your emotions, and that's okay. Sometimes we cry when we're happy, and sometimes we cry when we're sad, and it's all okay. If you want to cry, then cry. That's a great way to release your emotions. Or sometimes, if I'm feeling a certain way, I might paint and release whatever that emotion is into the painting. And I have a canvas or two that I use specifically to just paint over. So I'll paint my feelings onto it, and then once I realize, okay, I feel better now, I'll decide to paint something else. So I'll like paint black over it and then start fresh, and voila, a new painting. And and that's like my emotions canvas where I just paint whatever it is I'm feeling. And it's a great release. It's a great way to release my emotions. And sometimes I sing if I'm feeling happy or sad. I mean, music is a great way to connect with your emotions and also release them. I mean, there are so many different types of songs out there where you can express your happiness or your gratitude or your sadness. And it's an incredible way to release your emotions. Or get yourself into a better emotion once you've released your emotion. Like, I cried this morning to release my sadness, and then I sang a happy song, a song that I really like that always makes me feel joy. And I felt so much better after that. I felt lighter. And it really makes a difference to not just feel your feelings, but release them and then do something else to feel a better feeling. It's a process, and we're all learning, and we learn as we go what works, what doesn't. Maybe I'm sitting in this fear for too long or being anxious for too long. Okay, it's time to move on to something else. What am I going to do? So I definitely encourage you to think about how you can release your feelings. What are some of the ways that you like to release your feelings? Maybe you like to paint too. Or maybe you like to do arts and crafts, work with your hands. Or maybe you like to box or like martial arts or go to the gym, exercise. Definitely when I'm angry is when I will take a walk, and like I'll walk really fast to like walk off my anger. Which doesn't happen often. I don't get angry too often anymore, but it's something that I used to do, and it's a tool for me to use if I ever need to use it again. And sometimes you might find that what used to work doesn't work as well anymore, and you can explore new things to try. Maybe painting isn't as effective for you right now, and you need to write out your feelings, and that's how you release them. And that's okay. It's a process, and we can all just keep doing it, keep figuring out what works for us. But as long as we feel our feelings and release them and then move on to feeling a better feeling, I think that's the key. I think that's the important part, that we do the steps, take the action, that, okay, I'm acknowledging that I feel this way and I don't want to, so what am I going to do about it? And it doesn't have to be this big anxiety-inducing thing where we just feel the feeling and then worry about how we're going to get out of it. You know, we can let it flow, let it happen naturally. We don't have to force things. It's important not to force it, because if you're feeling a certain way and you try to force yourself out of it, you're just going to end up feeling more of that feeling. I mean, sometimes you need a little bit of a push to get out of it, for sure. But I think it's important to let it happen as naturally as possible, where you can feel the feelings and say, okay, I'm ready to feel something else. I'm ready to release this feeling. And another way I just thought of to release your feelings is you could write it down on a sheet of paper and then burn it. Make sure you're safe about burning it. That's something I do sometimes, is if I'm feeling a certain way, if I'm feeling anxious about a certain thing, I'll write the thing that I'm anxious about on a piece of paper and then burn it. And as the paper burns, so do my emotions. And that's a really powerful way to release my emotions. And that's what works for me sometimes. And maybe it'll work for you. So I definitely hope this helps you, that you're able to release your emotions. And let me know what works for you. How do you release your emotions, and what do you do when you're feeling sad or angry or whatever it is you're feeling and you don't want to feel that way anymore? What's your process? So let me know, and I will see you all next time. Bye.